Hello, and welcome to Knitting the Notes with Dr. B. In this video, we'll go over the A major scale, how it relates to C, G, and D major, how to play the fingering, and how to play it hands together. Have fun. Here we will do the A major scale, but first I would like to show you the relationship of the scales that come before it in the circle of fifths. C major is usually the first one we consider in the circle of fifths. And if you take the last four notes of C major, you'll get the first four notes of G major, which is the next scale in the circle of fifths. C up a fifth is G. And then you have to have a sharp note. There always has to be a half step between the seventh scale degree and the eighth or first scale degree at the octave. And that is the same thing as the fourth note of the previous scale. So the fourth note of C major is F, and you raise that a half step to get the correct seventh scale degree. That was the wrong critter to use for G major. You need an F sharp, and that F sharp will also appear in the key signature. Then if you take the last four notes of G major, that will get you the first four note. We're switching these guys right now. Ooh, that's not a good switch either. We'll switch these. If you take the last four notes of G major, you get the first four notes of D major, and then here's G, A, B, C. This is the fourth note of C major. We raise that up a half step, and you get the seventh note of D major. So you have an F sharp and a C sharp in the key signature. And if you take the last four notes of D major, which I'm going to leave right there, and I'll take these and move them. But those are the first four notes of A major. And then you go up a whole step, and a whole step, and another whole step, and a half step. So we have the F sharp and the C sharp in D major. Now in A major, we add the sharp, we raise the seventh scale degree to get a G sharp so that you have a half step between G sharp and A. And incidentally, G was the fourth note in the D major scale. So the pattern still holds. The fourth note of the previous scale is raised when it becomes the seventh scale degree of the next scale, which is A major. So here, we'll get serious now. Take the fun down. And again, I like to operate my fingers as a unit from the metacarpal phalangeal joint. There are times and places for more curved fingers and raised fingers, different sounds. But this, in my experience, doing it this way allows you to more easily learn to play scales quickly. Okay, that was one octave. Excuse me, throat's getting a little dry. I would, as you do these more interesting scales, strive to keep your hand together. Do refrain from leaving your thumb stuck out like that or your fifth finger up like that. That just adds to the tension in the hand, which will complicate matters and make it more difficult for you. Now another trick is to do a crescendo ascending and a decrescendo descending, which I will attempt at this very juncture. I'll try that one more time because I was sitting a little bit too far back. Then the left hand, this is all the same fingering as C and G and D. What I'll draw your attention to is that I'm attempting as best I am able to align the arm behind the finger that is playing. So when finger 5 is playing, my arm is aligned down here. When finger 1 is playing, my arm is aligned up here. And this allows all your fingers to have an equally rich tone. If you play fingers 5 and 4 with your arm aligned behind 1 and 2, they will sound like they are weak fingers. But they don't sound that way when you put your arm behind them. I want to do the decrescendo, the crescendo. And of course, it also helps to take your torso with you, whether you do it sideways like this or twisting a little bit, which keeps you from going off balance if you twist a little bit as you go this way or twist that way. So those are my helpful hints for today. Have fun with A major, and thank you for joining us knitting the notes with Dr. B.